This is September 6th, 2014. We're on our drive now up to our first trip with our friend Gary over at Tremis on YouTube. It's a small 3-day. Well, we're going overnight. We're going on about 10-mile hike.
Yeah, it's
12 miles.
12-mile loop.
We're testing out our 3-day Bugout bags. Gary has set this trip up once before, and it didn't go so well. They had one member of their group that lagged behind, and they got like 2 or 3 miles in the first day where they wanted 8. And the second day they sent a rescue crew out, and they got lost, and they end up being rescued by like 4 strangers on a boat.
So basically, we're going to try and avoid all of that.
Yeah. As far as all this hiking and stuff goes, Steve here is a pretty big hiker. He's been on, 70 miles? Probably your biggest.
I'm big, all right.
Yeah, I'm not as big as me. But he's an experienced hiker, overnight hiker and all that. I'm more of I grew up on a farm and spent a lot of time in the woods, but never really packed a bag and went hiking all that much in my life. I've had some trips, but between the two of us, Steve here is the expert as far as the hiking goes.
Don't set the bar too high.
Well, but between the two of us, he's definitely got the experience. As far as pretty much everybody that's in our group, we're expecting 9 total. We're caravanning our way up there now. We should be being 3 more up there. We have 6 with us right now. We only really know 1 or 2 of the guys. We're hoping they don't have the same issues as last time, or they have people that they're dragging along. I'd say right now, the 6 that are here, I'm probably the weakest link. I'm a big guy, and I'm not really too experienced with the hiking stuff, but I don't think we'll run into too many issues. Weather-wise, this is early September. It's going to be actually pretty warm today. It's supposed to be in the low 80s.
Yeah. But
the real issue is there's like an 80% chance of thunderstorms, and it's real high humidity. So that's going to play a role. It's a well-traveled trail, but there is it's called the Goat Trail, and we're actually going up it backwards. It's a pretty steep hike. It's not quite mountain climbing, but it's pretty damn close in some places, from what I understand. Go over some of our goals here.
Well, talk a little bit about the trail. There's 2 main uphill sections that are going to be more strenuous than the rest. But the way we're going around the loop, we're front loading the hard part. So then after about lunchtime, I'd say it should be pretty flat and generally easy hiking, at least for the first day. And then the second day, there'll be 1 more section, but we're still going to have it in the morning when we're well rested, and that way we're not dragging our asses back to the car.
Yeah, either somewhere before this section or after this section, I'll put a copy of the topographical map so you guys can get an idea of the type of mountain climbing issues we'll be having. It's not too bad, I don't think.
It's Pennsylvania, so there will be rocks, there will be mud. That's just how it is. Okay, so we started at the Black Forest Trail. We parked our cars down by Slate Run at the bridge and walked up the road for maybe half a mile, 3/4 of a mile before we found a trailhead. And this is where we came down to the start of the Black Forest Trail. It's not too bad through here. The road was pretty bad. I can imagine it gets pretty icy in the winter, but being September, we have good weather for it, except for the humidity.
Historical. Well, yeah, we made it up we're down a small embankment, probably 300 yards maybe. But the asphalt road up was bad for me. I learned a good lesson. I have this big fanny pack. Pretty much if I lost my bag, I could survive with what's here. And as a genius, I thought I would strap it to my chest over my stomach since I have no ass to hold it up. And I proceeded to have an asthma attack because I couldn't breathe because it was too tight. So lesson learned, don't strap shit over your chest if you have asthma. Otherwise, well, we're about, what, half hour into this now?
Yeah.
Everybody in our group has packed much lighter than us, and they're in much better shape. But they're probably half a mile in front of us by now. We stopped to take this video and stopped to take care of my asthma. But we're going to meet probably them at the bottom of the Goat Mountain, hopefully sometime in the near future. That's where most of the challenge of this trip is. Don't strap stuff to your chest.
Words to live by.
Well, another thing is too, the purpose of this trip was to test a 3-day Bugout bag, and obviously we're the only ones that did that. We have, I have about 50 to 60 pounds, and same for Steve, and everybody else has looks like they're going to high school. So we are definitely not going to keep up with them at the pace they're keeping. So we're just kind of trail behind them and meet them at the end of the night probably. We're not too worried. We're only up this hill here, probably 500 yards is a road. Down the road's the car. Down there is the stream. If we follow that, that stream is right near the car. We have to cross the bridge to the car. So definitely not getting lost up here. We do have maps. Right now, obviously, like I said before we started, I'm the weakest link. The physical shape hasn't been a problem yet, but the asthma is definitely, it's very humid today. And this bag strapped across my chest didn't help things.
Do you want to get my bag quick?
Yeah, here's Steve's bag. He is a little bit more experienced than me. He actually has mountain climbing gear, harness, all. I learned that I probably overpacked the water a little bit.
Oh, I overpacked everything.
But we're definitely not going to keep up with the rest of the pack on this trip.
I have 5 liters of water with me.
Yeah, I have roughly the same, and the one dude with duct tape shoes has got 2 20-ounce water bottles, and that's all he has.
Now, granted, there is a creek.
Yeah, and I have my water filter.
The trail most of the way.
Yeah, and I have my water filter, so we're not worried about that. But it's supposed to be bad today for weather, and it's turning out to be, I don't know how well you can see it, but it's pretty sunny. Still cloudy, but I think things are going to go pretty good for us. So
We'll lose a few pounds in the process.
yeah, I've already had to tighten my belt once. But we'll check back further along on the trail, and we'll check in again. Right now we're just getting started. We're a little sweaty because it's so humid out, and that hill at the beginning is rough. Why they didn't put the parking lot next to the trail, I don't know. I was worried we were going to get hit by a car because it's kind of blind turns, but we'll see how it goes.